Okay, today I've been given this 9 Eagles Bravo 3 to repair. It's been crashed, obviously, and it's suffered a crack in the canopy there. The landing gear's broken there. Probably the biggest problem with it is that since the crash it's developed a severe wobble. I'll switch her on and I'll show you what I mean. Actually, you can see that there. That something obviously isn't right. Something's been bent in the crash. Okay, so you can see the problem here on the lower rotor blade. You can see it there. Coming off the shaft is supposed to be a rod that the blade clips into, and you can see there clearly that rod has snapped off on both sides, which allows, see, not a lot of movement in that top one, but a lot of movement in the bottom one, which is causing the instability. So I'm going to go ahead and what we'll have to do is pull the helicopter ride apart to replace that lower rotor blade, because the problem is actually on the shaft, so that shaft needs to come off and a new one go on. So you can see before I've started doing this, I've turned the helicopter off and removed the battery. Now, all of the screws that hold this side of the fuselage on, and there are 5 of them, they're all the same size, so lining them up, etc. Isn't necessary, but you will need to keep them together or still in the body of the fuselage like they are there, to avoid losing them. Okay, so now we've exposed the inner working parts. Okay, so in order to remove the whole rotor blade assembly, we need to undo this bottom screw here and take the gears off. Okay, that will allow us to separate the top blade. We need to disconnect the swash plate from the two servo arms there. Do that very carefully because gently remove those, and that will separate for us like that. Okay, so the only one I have on hand at the moment is a white rotor blade assembly. I could swap the blades over onto this, the black ones, because they're undamaged. I might do that later on, but for now we'll just get on with putting this back together. Slipping the shaft down in there, popping that little locator from the swash plate onto there like that, and we need to go and pop both the gears back on. This one goes with the sleeve facing upward. Inside of the sleeve there is a squared off part which needs to be lined up with the shaft. There we go. And the bottom gear sits with the little metal sleeve at the bottom, and remembering that the bottom of the inner shaft has a squared off section. One of the screws from the bottom rotor should line up with that. Just giving that a spin. It looks pretty good there, so I'll nip those up. Just double check them for movement, and they look pretty good. I'll just go ahead now and pop these push rods back on just by easing them on like that. You don't want to be too rough with these because they are only plastic, and there we go.